Hello, this is Erica. I'm just going to go ahead and do a soak off of my solid soft gel full coverage tips. I had to come off and I'm ready to go ahead and do a new set. This is my first one, so the last one I did, and it requires the same prep as acrylics and any other specialty nail product because you use a gel to cure it onto your fingernail. And it lasts longer than, for example, a glue press-on nail, you know, which you shouldn't leave on for too long because you can get like fungus and stuff like that. Greeny stuff.
I knew she would not have left her medicine.
Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and use these Expert Touch removal wraps to soak off my full coverage soft gel tips.
Kathy called me the next
And so I'm just going to
day,
focus the camera
Saturday,
down so that we can see better. This is my last set of sculpted short.
Kathy definitely sounded
Gonna put her to the side.
but in my mind, she's with Eric. She was seeing Eric from what I knew, not emotionally, just physical. Eric was purely fun.
I'm sure she's fine. You shouldn't worry about it. I'm sure she'll come in soon.
And I knew the complexity in her and Eric's relationship.
Alright, I was just cleaning off of my tool and disinfecting it, and gonna go ahead and open up my, I've already washed my
How do I
hands,
tell her mom that?
and I'm gonna go ahead and open up my pack of
So I was absolutely trying to protect her.
removal pads here.
Lauren's gonna come up, her phone will come back.
And you wanna go ahead and
you know, not looking
get
back,
all your
it
tools
sounds
together, right?
horrible.
So,
But I didn't think twice about it.
excuse me. So we have my removal
I wasn't
pads
thinking,
here.
You know, the worst until we hit probably 48 hours. That's when everything
There's
shifted.
20, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
On November 25th,
2,
2007,
3,
I received
4,
a radio call from
and
the officers on
5.
patrol about coming to assist him and a possible missing person case.
I don't think this should take more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes. 30 minutes. There's a way to prep the soft gel tip off your finger.
A young pregnant female.
And so we're going to need that. We're going to need a nail
We
file.
start trying to process the vehicle. We could see.
I like to use my A-Press 100 grit and then 180 grit on the other side.
Coming back. We started talking to the family members, and we asked
And I'm going to be needing a nail clipper because we're going to be clipping off some of this tip. And we're going to be needing some acetone. And you don't have to use lint-free for this part of it. You can use regular cotton. The removal soak off already has a piece of cotton on it. But if you feel like you need more, you can definitely add some more
He had been to an ATM and he had been to the store and he was at work. We did find some receipts in his vehicle.
I'm gonna go ahead and turn on the air really quick in the house. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and clip the nail. There's going to be some new growth. You don't have to clip, you could just clip whatever's not the new growth. Clip as much of this artificial nail off as possible.
100% serious at that point.
I like to turn it around and
They were very pressured to me to give information.
Thanks for coming down here.
Of course. So I was all in. Like, what do you need? The course of action by Bethany Police was, okay, A, B, C, D, E, give me a list of people. I was her inner circle, so I knew majority of the people that she hung out with.
When did you write down every single one?
And then, I did want to show you the tool that we're going to be using
With social media.
to
I
scrape
wrote down, this is how she knows this person.
As
so
well.
they built up people to question. I just wanted answers.
is going to be this tool right here. It also has this on the other side. Helps to
We always try to
move the
talk to the
melted
last known
nail off
person
your natural nail.
that any missing person you talk to, maybe this would have been the last person that she would have saw. We really got our sleeves rolled up and we went into overdrive. We went to Newcastle, Oklahoma and located Matt. He knew Lauren. He knew Lauren was pregnant.
Okay,
He had told us that.
so once you've gone ahead and you've
So tell me, what's your relationship to Lauren?
trimmed down the nails as much as possible,
Text them to me.
you do want to go ahead and either take an electric file or manually, like I'm doing right now,
It was just kind of
and
unheard of.
file off
The relationship
as
was
much as
just
the
from
paint
phone calls
that
to
you
text
can
messages
until you start to
and
see a little bit of the
classmates.
nail come through. Not your natural nail, but the artificial nail show through a little bit. It shouldn't take too much, it's just, a buffing to remove the shine and make it easier to soak
Inform the police and
off.
file a report.
You can check the time of the police report. I was nowhere near Lauren that night.
We are to corroborate that information.
I'm just making sure my hair is out of the way.
After 4 days of her not returning my phone calls, I kept thinking, okay, the phone's gonna ring. You always think, okay, phone's gonna ring, she's gonna go, joke's on me. I didn't sleep very well. I always was worried that she was hurt somewhere and needing help and we couldn't get to her. That's what kept me from sleeping, was I just know she's cold somewhere and I don't know how to get to her. We don't know where she is. I started feeling guilty. Not having any idea where she was.
Being careful not to be too rough on their cuticle area. You can kind of start to see
Being hurt.
and up here as well
Look,
where the nail is starting to shine through
I think I was losing
the paint, and
but
it just preps it better to soak off.
Right now, many questions, but few answers for a desperate mother.
if there's any information, let us know. Yeah, today's my birthday. Make it happen.
And you can also use a dust collector machine to collect all the dust if you want. I have one of those, but I just don't have it
Leaves and
in
you're
use at this time.
looking for anything. When we were searching Ovenline Park, there were helicopters. And we found out that there was a body at Lake Overholser, which is right down the road. And we thought, oh God, maybe that's her.
Then you're going to want to do the same thing for the other hand.
We were living up north. The pipes froze that year. I made chicken, the one you like, potatoes, smashed, roasted in butter. clean kitchen. 2 smiles we had that night. Well, 3, but we didn't know it yet. Kerrygold, made with milk from Irish grass-fed cows.
Introducing the all-new Infiniti QX60. Take on life in style.
When we were searching the Elder Line Park, there were helicopters. And we could see.
Alright, so now that I've gone ahead and you can take a sterile dusting if you want and just go ahead and
also this was earlier today where a body had been found.
and then you want to go ahead and take your acetone and your little piece of cotton, extra little piece of cotton. I find that this helps soak it off a little bit better.
Frantic on, just tell me that that's my daughter.
Just go ahead and put some acetone there.
We received information from
Okay.
Oklahoma City Police Department that they had located a deceased female in the lake.
And so you just put it on the fingernail,
The lake that
go
the body
over,
was discovered
go over
is
again,
2 miles from
and go
Elder Line
up.
Park. They
and
believe that
you can
they
squeeze
had
a little
found
bit.
I remember seeing the deceased female, and I knew her height and weight and her characteristics that it wasn't her. It was an older female that they located, and I knew at that point that's not who we found. That's not.
So you go like that, you go over,
After I saw
you
the
go
deceased
over
woman,
again,
I was
and you go up, and I like to do a little squeeze.
Because somebody else just lost a loved one.
And if you notice that this square has a shorter end and a longer end, and I put my finger here so that you can have more to fold up.
Told us, I was like, are you sure? You sure that's not her? It was a relief, but I knew now we're starting all over again, and now we've got to look for her.
So once again, fold over,
So you go back
fold
and
up, and a little squeezy
go through all those
squeeze.
motions again. It was early in the morning. I remember it was cold. But it's a very conflicted process. You're walking, you're
Fold
being
over.
inside, and when you think about it, you're searching for a
Fold
body
over.
being dumped is what you were looking for. Like, okay, I don't want to find this body, but do I?
And
But you can't be hopeless. I searched for a body that I didn't want to find. And we did it. It's insane.
fold over, fold over, fold up, and a little squeezy squeeze. So now we have a full hand of soaking fingertips. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the other side while I have these on. It's a little tricky, but
there were no cameras.
you'll get it working. You'll get it
He
going.
could take his time card, punch it, put it back in its slot,
Gonna go ahead
and
and
then just walk out. And he could go anywhere. at
take
that point.
one.
At that point, we were trying to make the ties. We just
Remember the
didn't have
short side?
good, concrete, tangible evidence.
Go ahead and put your cotton bowel. Go ahead and saturate it. Go ahead and place your finger.
We had spoken with
Go ahead and
some of
fold
the
over.
who gave us information
Go ahead
that
and fold over.
Lauren had
Go ahead and fold up.
confronted Eric's
Yep.
fiancée.
And a little squeezy squeeze. Oh, we gotta squeezy squeeze this one again. Yep, a little
And
squeezy
that
squeeze.
Eric was Peggy's father.
Alright. And then we're gonna go ahead and grab this one. Put that there. Put this here. We're gonna go ahead
I
and
think she was expecting us
saturate
to
it.
but I don't think she expected us to get her that soon to question her.
Where were you?
go ahead,
We were just asking general questions for the most part.
fold over.
His fiancée didn't even know that he was still seeing one.
No, he had no reason to want to see it.
She
A
was in
little
denial,
fold up.
and she had told us his parents didn't know.
And a
that
little
Lauren was
squeezy
pregnant.
squeeze.
Just for the sake of the argument, if Eric is this baby's father,
If he is, well, his parents will kill him. I can tell you that.
The fact that, his parents didn't know that Lauren was pregnant, his fiancée didn't know. He did have things to hide. She started providing information for us to establish a motive, if in fact Eric was involved.
Okay,
What was
fold over.
interesting is while we were talking to
fold
her,
over.
Eric pulled up in his vehicle and saw officers there.
And a little squeezy squeeze.
He just left.
And then we have
Your head starts
all
to
the
go
fingertips
and
soaking.
full speed.
We're gonna do this for about 20 minutes.
We had
And I'll come back.
detectives and officers going throughout the city trying to locate.
I wanted somebody that was crazy about me because.
Alright, so I've gone ahead and soaked them for at least 20 minutes or so.
Anything like that.
I'm gonna go ahead and
I'm just looking.
unwrap the thumb and show you up close.
Love me more than
Excuse
any
me.
man ever loved me.
Excuse me.
I never had anyone be good to me. And this guy was seriously like someone that I was like, I could see him and I with a picket fence.
And listen, it
Nice
comes
home,
right off.
Nice car as a dog. And of course kids, because I definitely wanted, to have a child with him, just to live a normal life. Being young, I guess, I was just thinking that we were going to get married or something like that,
And you don't want to force it. You just want to, whatever naturally lifts.
He told me
And
he had
look, the
kids.
whole
He
thing
had said that, his wife had
came
left
right
him.
off.
I thought she was awful for leaving.
Same thing with this one.
It's messed up that she left her kids with Sean, and Sean was having to care for them, and so I was like, I can do better than that. I love you came quickly, and then after that it was like I was in love with him. I wanted to be with him for the rest of my life.
And you can just, use this thing to kind of scrape off.
I'm just tired of you.
Kind of feel around. You could put it back on for a few minutes to get, if you want to.
It goes on because she was good at her.
And then while you do the other ones.
Because she was
And
amazing.
then once again, you just push this down.
So there's 4 of us girls, and Trisha was the second oldest. Trisha was my favorite sister. And I think they all would say that Trisha was their favorite sister too. She was always looking out for me, and she was always making sure that I was okay no matter where I was. She always prayed for me.
Stuff comes right off.
She was just the best sister
As long as
ever.
you soak it and prep the removal properly, you can even almost take it off with your own fingers. If you have a little bit of residue left at the end, you can kind of just buff it off.
That Trisha had gone missing, and that we should be praying that she would be returned safely. We turn to God and we pray and we ask Him to help us in any situation that we're going through. So, we all got on separate phones, and I was talking with somebody and praying calling my daughter, and she got the call and she screamed. It was a blood curdling scream like you've never heard before.
Alright.
When I walked in, my mom was holding my baby and she was crying hysterically. And he was like, my baby is gone. My baby is gone. And that's something I'll never forget.
Alright, so there's that.
The dispatcher called me and said that had a fatality down at Highway 75.
You can kind of just file
inbound traffic
off whatever little bit you think you might need to be, just lightly file it off.
Right there.
And I just go back to...
I didn't know what happened to Trisha Stipple. She's laying on the side of the road. Maybe a truck hit her. Maybe it was a driver. Well, initially the uniformed officers were directed to her car, sitting on the side of the road. Had a flat, I believe, driver's side front tire. So that opens up possibilities there. Maybe this was an auto pedestrian wreck or something of that nature. So
and then we want to go to this side.
Cover all the bases. Of course, it was real to me. It was very real. You know, you soak that death in, and that's, to me, that's fuel for motivation to do this.
And then it comes right off.
Really didn't have much of a
you're just gonna see it come right off.
That had been reported missing sometime overnight by her husband. And so we really arrived with a blank sheet of paper. John was pulled up on the road, and I knew that he had to be handled with kid gloves because he was the guy that would have all the answers. Sean laid out very
excuse me.
She had gone out to go to the pharmacy to get some medicine, wasn't feeling well. It was 2 or 3 in the morning.
Right off.
She didn't come back. He reports her missing. Yeah, after he filed a missing persons report, then he goes back out and found her car. By this time in my career, I've been to scores of homicide scenes. And this was the time
excuse me,
fall to the ground and cry. And you know, that was something that he lacked. He appeared concerned.
Excuse me, I have to be right back and get a glass of water.
So that
alright, so
the front of a car
now that I've gone ahead and just kind of done another little final,
and she didn't have that. She'd been
kind of feel around to the nails and see which one you think needs a little bit extra love.
That was indicative of we're getting a different picture of where this is going.
And then, you know, once this is off, they're gonna look dry, brittle, unkept. You're gonna redo a dry manicure. You're gonna redo a sanitizing.
Search to find out.
And you're gonna redo a new set.
Might be relevant. It was like any side of the road. There were discarded trash items, maybe a beer can here and there, or a cigarette butt that you don't know what that means or doesn't mean. But we did find a weapon. We found a baseball bat with this plastic covering on it.
And yeah, I mean,
you know, years ago,
this is the nail after it has all soaked off.
And I actually heard the recording of him getting beat to death with a baseball bat. And that stuck with me about Trisha because the minute I heard